Welcome everybody. This is CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside, number 45. I'm Dino. We're gonna have a good show tonight. I feel. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Pete Up's here, and I've already started eating my kids' Halloween candy.
Nice.
No, right now it's the other kids' Halloween candy. It's not yours till they go get it.
That's true.
John Z here, just correcting Paul as always.
What's going on? It's Brian, Superman's Comics. I am eating my kids' Halloween candy from Disney World, and I'm eating other kids' candy because my big ass just likes candy. But that's about all I got. Oh, Redskins beat Dallas, so happy about that.
What's up, gents? Brian McClay, and I'm too afraid to eat candy because my parents told me there was needles in it when I was a kid.
Scotty Too Hottie, Forgotten 5 Comics, and I don't have any candy. Kind of upset.
I'm kind of upset too. I don't have any candy either. Is candy keto? I don't know.
Well, to get candy, you got to get kids. So get some kids.
Yeah.
I'll just go to the store and buy candy.
Go to CVS, give me a receipt. It's longer than
Dude, those receipts are hilarious, especially when you like put in your phone number.
Oh, dude, it's terrible. It's like 7 feet long.
Here's coupons that'll
give you half off the entire store. Here you go.
But you gotta buy half the store. You can't just buy like one item.
Yeah, no kidding.
It depends how fast you can run, Scott. If you can run pretty fast, you can swipe some bags on Halloween. Just keep running.
What are you stealing kids for candy? Jeez, oh, Pete.
Yeah, you get shot in Philly for that.
Dude, same thing in Detroit, man. You don't mess around with that, man.
Yeah, you don't steal.
And who knows if it's even candy? It could be other things in the bag,
right? It's a good day to be transporting drugs.
That's right. So big news. Mr. Z is selling books, man, at a con. So.
I will loosely use the word con. It was South Bend Monster Con, first year in South Bend. Had been in I think Valparaiso a couple years before.
Yep.
And it was a little bit more of a show vibe, like the old comic show, mostly toy and comic vendors. There was a couple of artists and some creators, but smaller press ones.
Would you say it's like the size of a UAW hall, maybe? I don't know.
No, it was at a convention center in South Bend. So I mean, it was a decent sized room, and they had cosplay contests. They had they didn't have like comic guests, but they had comic adjacent guests. They had one of the guys that did a lot of the TV cartoon creations. He had worked on She-Ra and some of the versions of He-Man and things like that. They had a couple of smaller animation artists, no big like comic names per se. So it's called a baby con.
A mini con?
A mini con. But it was Monster Con because it's Halloween. It's always near Halloween, so there's a lot of
So it was Monster, not in Monster Truck, but Monster is in like Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah. So I saw quite a few Michael Myers as cosplay this year.
Well, I saw Michael Myers last year in Motor City, or was it Baltimore? I can't remember. And he wouldn't get out of my way, man.
Well,
he was like,
he does.
I know. It's like, dude.
There.
I understand that, but I'm like, dude. Obviously, I'm not dressed up as anything, and it's like, dude, I understand. I'm like, dude. I mean. And it's bad, like it was like in a small booth and like boxes all around me, and like he was literally like cornering me. I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, haha, it's a joke. I'm like, get out of my way, bro. Like,
yeah, I would have pushed him out of the way. Yeah. Don't invade my personal space, bro.
It's not like he can stab you or anything.
Paul, did you really buy that portable bow staff?
Dude, didn't you see the picture?
That's great.
You know what? Me and Leg were talking about this. So me and Leg were texting last night while I was jumping on an airplane. And I go, you know what's going to happen to Paul? That thing's going to go off in his bag and like going to shatter his slabs or poke a hole through his book. He's going to get like TMT. Sean said he's going to get TMT #1 first print, like 9/8. And it's going to go through that.
Right through the middle of the book.
Right through the middle of the book.
So how many comic vendors were there, Z?
I'd say 15.
15, okay.
And,
It's a good size. I mean,
It's not
and there was
bad.
probably 20 toy vendors or miscellaneous memorabilia type ones. So it was like
Mystery
that.
box salesman, right? I feel like
Uh,
they show up at every con.
What was it?
The mystery box people.
No, none of those. None of those. Truthfully, it had more of a show, like an old school show vibe. So there's a lot of pop sales and some vintage toys. A lot of guys with mixed booths of random, some comics, some toys, some of this, some of that. Like I said, a handful of artists, handful of other things. Wasn't really much in the way of some of the cons have just random window sales or that kind of stuff. So it was pretty focused on collectibles and stuff. So
Nice.
that was refreshing. Like I said, the attendance the year before was supposed to have been like 5,000. They moved it, and I don't think they quite got to, honestly. So I don't know if it's a venue change or what.
not a lot of any cosplayers.
There
Like,
were, like I said, a lot of
con-
them were Halloween type theme versus superhero. There was some superhero, Michael Myers, like I mentioned. There was definitely some Jason Voorhees. There was a family all dressed as like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, that kind of stuff. There was some supernatural cosplay, so that's always enjoyable.
That tickled your pickle.
Jansen Eccles.
I don't think I've never seen supernatural cosplay. Can you elaborate for the crowd?
No, I'm
Just a
not.
couple hipsters.
Go on. Hey, we got 11 people watching. All right.
Throwing salt around them and stuff.
There was one as Castiel the Angel, so there was at least 3.
It was probably Constantine.
But the kid, they did trick or treating for the kids. So if kids were in cosplay, they handed all the vendors bags of candy to hand out to the kids. So that was kind of fun. So I mean, it had a good vibe. I mean, it definitely was a good vibe. I brought my 10-year-old. Ozzy brought his boy, and it was small enough that I could let mine wander around. Which at a big con I couldn't let him do, but like I could see the other side of the room if I looked. If I looked up and stretched. So
yeah, I kind of feel bad at Indy because he's like, I know it's a big con, dude. I understand.
No,
like he wants to go out and do things, and
no, you can't let him do it there. But here, it's like, yeah, it's a small enough room. It's enclosed. You can kind of see where things are. And it wasn't just crazy mob busy. There was about 1 hour around 10:30 where you kind of had that biggest crowd of first people in the door, and then once hit about noon, it kind of thinned down. Honestly, about 3 o'clock, it was dead, but it is what it is. But it had a really good vibe. It had a good group of people. The vendors I was near were fun.
Any big vendors?
No. I mean, there were a couple guys from like regional guys. Definitely a lot of guys were local, but there were guys from Iowa and a state or two away.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say there were too many really big books. I think I had some of the biggest ones. There was a guy that was in the booth behind me that had a lot of kind of random cool golden age stuff. A lot of kind of small vendors with modern copper and modern keys. Not a ton of variants or any of that stuff.
You think it's worth a drive from Michigan if I would have went?
I don't think there was enough people at this one. I would like to see a few more people. If I had to like pay for a hotel and all that, I'd been frustrated. But since it's in my hometown, I kind of just had to pay gas to get up there, and I got to win with a visit to the family and all that stuff. So it was not an expensive trip for me. But I think I did better than most vendors, just kind of from the feel of the room. With the exception of the one booth that had some stuff marked sky high and other stuff marked below market, and there was just a line of vendors going through and buying their books. So they probably left going, we made a fortune, but they left so much money on the table, it was crazy.
Or maybe they just need to move stuff. I don't know.
It was one of those where you just aren't sure who was pricing these books, because you'd have one that's market plus 50% and one that's half market. So
that's a plus.
It was one of those, like the guy that I don't know why I didn't go look into this booth. It was kind of in the corner and out of the way, and didn't realize they had comics. They had their slabs on like a wooden plywood thing. So when you saw it, like, oh, I didn't realize that was comics until you got to the other side. And I did a quick look, and I'm like, New Mutants '98. They had a price too high. They had this too high, this too high, and then somebody brave look in their bins and like, dude, I just got a Forever People 1 for $20 and a bunch of other stuff. But this guy didn't know variants. He's like, you should go look. He's a friend of my brother. So my Ozzy went over there and pulled out 2 Batman 655 variants for $50 total.
Wow.
They're not near mint, but I mean, they were cheap. He pulled out some other variants, and he spent $75 and probably got $250 worth of books out. And he's like,
what was the big thing moving for you?
I had some of those Silver Age books from my collection, so I had priced a bunch of them kind of to sell, like Captain America, Thor, and Tales of Spence, Tales of Astonish, Hulk, Iron Man, and I had priced a lot of books in that $5, $10, $20. So I moved a decent amount of those. I moved 3 long boxes of cheap books, a handful of 3 boxes of 2 for $1, a couple dollars, and $5 books. Definitely moved a lot more 5 and 10s versus like indie, where it's like you never move those.
Mm-hmm.
So it was unusual. I was all excited because I wasn't sharing a wall with 6 guys for once. And like, I had all these books I've been saving. I built a wall that's like, man, this is gonna sell out like crazy. Secret Wars 8s and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, stuff that should move, Wolverine 1s, and it like didn't. Nobody was buying those kind of books.
No wall books sold, really?
No, I truthfully, talking to kind of some of the vendors, the guy across from me, I've done some shows with. First guy that walked in bought a Secret Wars 9/8 from him and a First Carnage 9/8, and those are the only wall books he sold, other than some 10 and 20s at the bottom shelf.
Wow.
And I think the guy behind me didn't sell much in the way of wall books. My impression is they just didn't move. There's a lot of people buying run fillers and
looking for specific stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I sold a lot of chunks of runs because I brought X-Men and a lot of Marvel, just 80s, 90s books in volume, and people would just come in and take a half a box full of one series. Somebody bought the entire run of West Coast Avengers.
Okay.
I had like 30 What If books, and the guy's like, I'll take this whole chunk. And I said, I will sell this whole chunk.
That's awesome for you. That's exactly what you were going there for, right?
Yeah, I would have liked to do about twice as what I did. So the show just died early. Like, it had a really good attendance from 10 to 2:30, and then 2:30 to 6. It was IndieCon on a Sunday at 4 o'clock.
That was the mini Chewbacca in the background. Sorry about that.
Arizona dinosaurs.
Yeah, a heffalump.
There were some wicked Star Wars cosplayers, but I mean, there's a Star Wars group. I don't know if there's one in every city, but Indiana has like an entire, like, it's a group. I mean, literally hundreds of people that all cosplay as different Star Wars characters and made up characters. And
any Slave Leias?
No, this one had apparently the local chapter there is Mandalorian, so all like Boba Fett style bounty hunters, and there was probably 20 different takes on that kind of character. And there was the Wookiee from IndieCon we see all the time. The 8-foot Wookiee was there, so that was cool.
Like the pink one?
No, this is a legit Wookiee.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
I would put him on par with the one down at Disney. Not Chewbacca, but he is a serious Wookiee. I'm sure Paul has seen him at IndieCon a few times and all that.
Yeah, it's a hell of a costume. Gotta be sweating my butt off.
Like, he's the Sean Leggett of Wookiees. He's a fucking 8 or 9 foot cosplay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the only wall book I sold was a Hulk 340. So it was an interesting show. made enough money, had a good time. I will probably do it again next year.
Yeah, just because your overhead's pretty low, you might as well.
Yeah, I bought 3 8-foot tables for I think $200,
Wow.
and so that wasn't bad. It's a little pricey for a one-day show, but I could do the one-day show here, pay that much, and get 500 people. So I would say it's if you're regional, it's a good value for your money as far as setup.
How much of your stock was from that big collection you bought recently?
Oh, all of it. I mean, the most boxes I've taken to a show prior to that was probably my first IndieCon. I think I took.
You took a crap ton, dude.
No, but it was a crap ton at that time. But it was only like 8 long boxes worth.
Dude, I had like 2 short boxes at the time. Yeah, like everybody else had like 8. Like Nebo had like 8 long boxes. It was
But
crazy,
I had
dude.
one table.
I know.
This time Ozzy had 5 long boxes worth. I filled up 2.5 tables, and I had a table's worth on the floor. So this was like the most I've ever taken.
The pressing question is why didn't the spice rack sell, man? You could have sold some money on that spice rack, man.
Oh yeah. So I did not sell a single book off the spice rack, but I think it was an odd setup because they had a row of tables, and then they had a row of tables between all the vendors on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't square booths, so I had it on the end cap there. I think it's poor visibility. But as I was out shopping for a bit, apparently some old lady offered to buy the spice rack, and my son, who's apparently a future vendor in question, is like $300.
That's not. Hey, he's got some Dino in him. I like that.
Yeah, he knows that's a money making product. So if you're going to take it away from me, it's got to be worthwhile.
That's a family heirloom, man.
Family heirloom.
I think he had it down to 150, and the lady walked away in disgust.
Got to aim high.
That's right.
You can't give stuff away.
That's right. That's right. Oh God, that's good times.
But it seems to be losing its mojo, so maybe I should have just sold it.
I don't know. I mean, it honestly made us some money. I mean, it's not like it made you guys some money. I mean,
It didn't do well last Indy either.
Well, I think last Indy was an anomaly in itself.
Yeah,
too.
last Indy was bad altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't know.
we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. I think we're gonna try this.
Heroes Con, right?
Yeah, Heroes Con in North Carolina, which is supposed to be like one of the baddest ones on the planet, I hear. So
Yeah, that's a really good con.
Is it?
Yeah, they talk about that's like the one that they've been talking about for 20, 30 years. That's one of the best cons to go meet creators.
That's what they said. It's like no. I was like, well, is there like cosplay? They're like, no. I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, we're like comic focused. I'm like, oh, okay. So they said they got a lot of good vendors. I heard it's like every Golden Age book that you can't find ever comes out to this show, like just big books and whatnot. Like, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. I'm excited for a new con.
I am too, actually.
That's a good change of pace.
Driving to Indianapolis is a little too boring for me.
I understand. I'm trying to figure out if I can set up at Indy. I mean, I can do it, but I need to find somebody that can do it with me because I don't know if Ozzy can with the holiday weekend.
Maybe JB.
Potentially, we'll have to figure it out. I got time.
I got the long drive. I think this time I got the same amount of driving as Scotty does. I think it's 9 hours to North Carolina. So
maybe my oldest will be ready by then to be a junior assistant.
Junior assistant.
I don't know, man. The one charging $300 for the spice rack, he's ready to go.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, he was out and about shopping the whole time, and I gave him like, I don't know, $25, and he's out there wheeling and dealing on stuff. He sees a pop, he's like, it's like $8. Like, can you do 5? Yeah. He's 10. Can you do 6? Yeah.
Dude, he's
for
being
him.
like me, dude. He's savage.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing at Baltimore, dude. I was like, how about 20? He's like, okay, I can do it. Or I said, you throw out a price. He's like 20. I'm like, what about 15? I don't care.
Yeah, and at the very end, I guess he had like $1 left, and he's up at a vendor like, what do you got for $1? And the vendor's like, you want this? He handed him like a Rey from Star Wars statue that was like $20 price. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude, you wheeling and dealing, I guess. It's like,
He's gonna have his own eBay account soon.
he's pretty close, dude. It's intense.
You just go into his room. He's got like his shipping station up and everything. Dad, you steal my labels?
I didn't understand what he was doing. I thought he was just being a kid, looking around, digging through books and stuff. And at the end, it's like, holy cow, he was working mojo out there.
Did better than I
No. Yeah, Paul, you need to take some lessons, buddy.
did. Yeah.
We'll have him start doing some video feeds for you.
Maybe we'll have him on the podcast one day. That's good times, though. At least he had fun. I mean,
yeah, he was like, he really enjoyed it. I think he just kind of finally hit that age where, any younger though, they're just following you around and you're just wrangling them and trying to dig in a box while they're watching.
Well, it sounds like he's not shy either. He doesn't have a problem talking to vendors and haggling.
Who knew,
Yeah.
Well, and then the other thing too, he's not buying stupid stuff either. Like like kids who just buy like foam swords or just whatever the
Harley statues.
Yeah, Harley Quinn statues.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever the niche market is that day, So
no, there was none of that stuff though. It really wasn't. It was truthfully toys, collectibles, and all that stuff. Oh, it was cool.
Nice.
And he apparently did something that made me proud. He had spent some money and did some Comic Karma and spent some money on one of the local, not local, but one of the small comic creators and bought some of their books. I was like, all right, I gave him more money for that. I'm like, here, that's good karma. Here, take some more. I fully believe if you're at a show, spend $20 on some poor guy selling his heart.
Yeah, I always try to buy something.
Heard you won some art.
So yeah, I mean, speaking of that, it was funny. I went out to go buy stuff, at the end, so I bought a couple of trades from one group that was selling some, and they had, felt good about that. And there was an artist there the whole day. The spiel was he brought a backing in. He had sketched it out, and the whole day he was going to kind of paint it live for con attendees and things, and they were raffling it off. So it was $10 a ticket and 3 for $20 or something. And this painting was, I mean, it's huge. It's got to be bigger than 3x4, maybe not quite 4x10, but it was on wood, like 5 panels of wood. And it was a Joker painting. So it looks a little, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Not quite, but looks that realm. And at the end, I'm like, you know what? If all these dealers aren't making a lot of money, this poor guy is probably not making as much money as he thought. So I'm like, I'll throw $20 in the hopper and see what happens. And as I was leaving that day, that's where my boy's like, oh, he let me paint on that thing. And like, you painted on the Joker? Yeah. Oh, all right. And he, like, the guy fist bumped him on the way out. Sunday morning, I get a call on the phone, and they're like, well, you won the painting. No shit. So
that's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I mean, this is a freaking huge.
It's massive, man.
Oh yeah, and it's pretty freaking cool. And it's one of those. If you were to go buy it out in the world, it would be more than I would spend on art. So hopefully, in a podcast coming soon, it will make an appearance. I'll shoot a picture of it on the G Plus page. I don't think I can put a picture in Hangout or on the YouTube feed.
Or on Facebook.
If you throw a comment, I can make you a moderator, and then you can do it if you want.
How big is it again?
I might be like close to 4x5, 4 feet by 5 feet. It's more than 3x4. I mean, it is monstrous. I mean, this guy has done this a couple of different shows. So the year before, he did Gorilla Grodd.
That's cool. I'd buy that.
Yeah, I mean, he's done some cool stuff. I will post his link and post all that, but his name's Clinton Worthington. So if you guys want to throw him some love and check him out on Instagram, it's under Clinton Worthington. His got some art under hashtag Worthington Art. He also apparently has a clothing line, like cosplay based clothing and some art based clothing. So just check it out. I mean, he does some cool stuff, and he was super cool when he had called me about winning the painting. I almost forgot at the end and go, oh, by the way, my boy said thank you. You made his day. He's like, who was he? I go, well, he's this kid. He goes, oh, that one. I said, yeah, you let him paint. He goes, dude, he made my day. He came back after I had let him paint, and I guess apparently like a half hour later came back and said, you know what, sir, I forgot to tell you thank you. You made my day for letting me paint. So
Oh, sweet.
it was like all kinds of karma. So this guy was so excited that this kid won, and my kid was so excited because he got to paint on this thing. So for all of you that don't believe in comic karma, I think it, whatever you put in it, you get out.
Joe says, "Does it pass the Koi test?"
Is it what?
Pass the Koi test of artwork. Koi's so super judgmental on every cover on the planet.
I don't know.
It's not bad looking, dude. The photo you sent me, it's not bad looking.
No, I will post it up in the UD thing. I will probably kick it out over into Facebook. I'm gonna ask Jack to throw it on Instagram. Just you guys can throw this guy some love, give him a follow, check out his art. Maybe there's something you want to buy. When there's good people that put out good karma into the world, I think we should kind of follow them.
Oh,
amen.
And hey, Joe, boiler up.
Oh, God. Savage. Savage.
Got him.
oh, I know.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Here we go. Hey, as a Michigan fan, I'm kind of happy Ohio State lost, but I mean, we'll see what happens when Michigan plays Ohio State. Oh, God. They should have. Oh, God. They should have. They should have lost. They lost against Penn State, but Penn State can't close the deal either.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Joe.
What are you doing, bud?
There's a few messages deleted from Joe.
I thought I could put Joe in timeout for like 3 seconds or something, or 30 seconds as a joke. But so Joe's in timeout for 300 seconds. My mistake. Sorry, Joe. I thought I could choose how long you were in timeout for the boiler comment as a joke, but oops.
Another Ohioan. Screw another Ohioan. It doesn't help.
Joe, I gotta say it because it's like the one time every 8 years I can say it.
Sorry, buddy.
Good job, Paul. Way to pull that one up.
I thought it'd be a drop that like choose your seconds or something.
Yeah, that's why I don't give you moderator privileges anymore.
And I'm lucky I still have a mouse.
Scotty was talking to us before the show, kind of that has anybody else noticed that like sales have been slow via eBay, and then everybody came back with they got to sell things on eBay to make it slow.
Yeah, it didn't really help me out.
I know. You really screwed us on this one, Fogel. But I guess comic season's closing, so that Queen brought that up. That maybe since comic season's kind of closing with Comic-Con's all being in the end of it, that's why sales are going down. But who knows? I mean, maybe it's just a lull. Maybe people like get burned out on comics. Maybe people, I don't know. It's like who knows?
Any thoughts? Anybody?
I don't sell enough for it to affect me.
Come on, you were supposed to be like the big top dog coming out of
What about
Baltimore.
your rags auctions?
It was going well. Yeah, my rag. I have a couple issues of rags. I put 2 of them up for auction. One buy it now, and then the same guy who won one of my auctions bought my buy it now or best offer, and so saved on shipping. It's cool, and yeah, making money on rags right now.
I haven't done much listing, but I did sell a Jeff Lemire Descender #1 variant that I've had listed for like a year and a half.
Which one?
The #1 variant by Jeff Lemire that's got the the kid looking up or whatever it is. I forget which.
I remember that one. Yeah. It's like, he's like looking up into the sky, kind of, or whatever. Or no. Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what it looks like anymore. I just packed it up and shipped it out. I was like, "Yep, finally sold this." But
That's a good book. I like that one.
Yeah.
I wish the Cinders would have got more action. I like the Cinders too. Like, you know, it was kind of like going and all of a sudden it just like dropped like out of nowhere.
Gideon Falls is doing good. That's a good book. Jeff Lemire also. Sorrentino's art's great in it.
I tried to get a Gideon Fall when it kind of broke off, and I kind of missed the boat on that one. Kind of crappy. But,
Is it back up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it?
issue 7 came out last week.
What's it about? I don't know anything about the series.
What, Oblivion Song?
No, Oblivion Song's good. I meant Gideon Falls.
Gideon Falls. Crap, I can't remember. I read so many damn books, I forget which one's which. That was like a horror one, right?
Yeah. Shit.
Scott, did you see Oblivion Song name their letters column Philly cheesesteak or something like that?
What was that?
Oblivion Song, they named their letters column like Philly cheesesteak or something like that.
That's funny.
It's the lives of a reclusive young man obsessed with a conspiracy in a city's trash, and a washed-up Catholic priest arriving in a small town full of dark secrets, becoming intertwined around the mysterious legend of the Black Barn, an unworldly building that is alleged to have appeared in both the city and the small town throughout history, bringing death and madness in its wake. Rural mystery and urban horror collide in his character-driven meditation.
Yeah, this guy's like pulling out wooden shards from the glass from the city dump, and they like open. They build this. It's called the Black Barn, I believe it is.
Yep, Black Barn.
Yeah, and it's like the Black Barn is like a portal to like the demonic dimension or something. It's pretty cool. I like it.
It seems interesting. I mean, they got an option, didn't it?
I believe it did. Yeah.
What comic is it?
Well, I mean, that's true too.
The ones that are not options should be worth more.
Yeah.
Start the trend, Paul.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you start buying them.
Buy it or not.
Not optioned.
Yeah, just put that in your eBay listings. Not option. We'll sell a ton of them, dude.
PG exit.
PG exit. Oh god.
Halo.
Did you guys get your lottery tickets?
I did.
Nah, lottery's a scam.
No, wait a second. Now, is everybody in this channel, do they have the Mega Millions in their state?
Yeah, I believe so.
National, right?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if it's every state. So, if people who don't know, I guess our younger listeners. So, Mega Millions is like a big lottery thing. If you lived under a rock, it's like 1.6 billion right now, which is a lot of money. I just thought it'd be a fun topic. Like, if you hit the lotto, I mean, besides having ungodly amounts of money, what would you do comic wise? I mean, would you just buy an insane collection? Would you just go hunting? Would you go to San Diego Comic-Con, or what would you do?
I would probably buy a comic shop or open up a comic shop.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, that's like I thought about that and I was like, do you really want a job where it's a job? Like, that's a job.
But if you have all the money in the world, you don't need to sell them.
You can be like Kevin Smith and just hire your friends and then just show up whenever you want to read the new books.
You'd be like the guy that's just Torpedo Comics. He's the owner. He doesn't have to be there all the time.
Well, that's true. But I mean, you got to watch stuff too. You can't just let stuff walk out the door either. You know, it's like.
But who cares? You're a millionaire.
No, exactly.
But it's. I mean, I just.
This is hypothetical. If you had more money than you needed, enough to live off of.
If I won that kind of money, all I would do is open an account at Heritage. I would talk to the Metropolis guys and go, whatever the coolest thing you get in, I see it first. I mean, that would just be it. Buy me whatever cool shit we can find.
Slap 10 million on the table. Here, this is my retainer.
What kind of cool comic rooms would you set up? Anybody got a cool comic room idea? Like, would it be insane, ridiculous, like every sideshow collectible on the planet?
I wouldn't go comics, but this has always been a big dream of mine. If I ever won the lottery or got rich, I would go buy old wax, unopened wax, like 86, 87 Flair basketball, Just buy as many old stuff and open them. You know
Nice.
what I mean? And then just have a killer.
I bet you if you did like YouTube video of you opening them, you'd probably make your money back.
Yeah, oh yeah, and people would be pissed too because there's only so many of them unopened out there. But I would just go buy as much cool unopened material for cards and old school garbage pail kids and every sport. And just,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that's a cool one. I like that one. The comic one's cool too. Opening a comic book store. I mean, it would be kind of cool. It would be cool. I mean,
imagine being able to do it right, like having like a badass like reading room.
Well, yeah, and like you said too, it's like trying to sit there and like if you had disposable amounts of money, you could buy any book and like you just hold on to it and you could just sell it for a couple $1,000 next year, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares?
Or you could charge people to look at your PC.
Yeah, no kidding.
It would be a Snork theme comic shop brewery.
A brewery.
Freaking Snorks all over the wall.
Oh God.
Snorks, Jesus.
Oh God. That's funny. That's good times.
What would you do, Dino?
I don't. You know what? Like, do you just buy Black Cat collections? Like all his books.
You ain't gonna have enough money for him.
You don't think so?
Nah, dude. That guy ain't selling for nobody.
That have collections like that, you ain't getting them.
No. He has no reason to sell.
I know.
You gotta wait for the next old timer that's letting stuff go, and that's why you would just put feelers out with all the big dealers and go. Next time these books come in, I want one.
Yeah, I'm a whale. I have this amount of money. Like that's the other thing. Do you say you have a lot of money? It's like because then people like this guy's got so much money, I'll charge him whatever, like, or do you try to go for deals?
Well, I mean, if they're books that you can't get, you pay the price that they're asking.
I agree.
If you're a billionaire, at that point, it's just like you hit as many buy it nows as you want. You don't even look at the price.
Well, do you just go like? But does it become like Nick Cage-esque, where you just start? I mean, like I mean, I don't know.
Do you care if you set the market on some of these things?
I mean, kind of.
You're probably never gonna sell them.
I would. I mean,
yeah, but that's you.
Times market, but I want the original art for this. Find it.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that though. I mean,
you're not a collector.
Yeah, I'm not a collector. I don't know. I mean, it'd be fun to hunt for things. That'd be cool. I mean, and try to flip them. I mean, who cares if I don't make all my money back? I mean, the thrill of hunt's the biggest thing for me, I guess.
You'd probably have more fun doing McClay's thing.
I would. I probably would. Very interesting.
What about you, Wood? What would you do?
I don't know. I was just thinking. Me, I'd probably buy a bunch of stupid, useless crap. Still be late
every slideshow statue they have.
Yeah. Oh God!
I'd probably still be late on bills. Just because it's like even when I have money, I hate spending money. But then I'll see something go, "Ooh, I like that," and I'll buy it.
What's still asking for sideshow payment plans with 1.6 billion in the bank? You gotta get a payment plan for that.
Yeah, I'd have them make a premium format figure of myself.
Oh goodness, that would be awesome.
And Rooster.
Yeah. Have them fight each other out. But I'd have like hundreds of each of them. So every time they broke, I'd just be like, like socks.
Just have Seth MacFarlane like zone you both into Family Guy or something. Yeah. Just like cartoon you guys in. It's funny.
So yeah, I definitely I'd buy a better house. I'd have a whole room just for sideshow and comics and one of those nice ass media rooms that has like secret doors and shit to it and like stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. I'm sure, but I would do it.
Like a moat around your house.
Yeah, it'd be like Castle Grayskull, that meme that's like.
Yeah, I know.
If I win the lottery tomorrow,
no one would know, but you would know.
What do you? I just can't fathom that. Like, I don't, boys. If I won the lotto, dude, I'd probably have a heart attack. Like, just to know you're like a billionaire, like it's just so much overload. It's like sensory overload.
Yeah, I mean, realistically though, your life would change so much.
Oh, it would be terrible. Like people would call you out of the blue, like since we're so famous on this podcast, like
Yeah.
like
That's true. We have
Kevin
to shut this
Bacon?
down.
Kevin Bacon would call you.
Kevin Bacon.
Hey, I know you. 5 people.
I kind of dread winning the lotto. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but like you said, it's so life changing. Like,
I read an article about it once, and it was part of their advice was to sign your name on it like as tiny as possible, so you could leave room for trusts and different stuff like that, rather than all
What'd they
to
say, like,
yourself.
The lump payout, it's like 942 million if you took it.
Divide whatever it is by 2. And that's what you're
always
getting your
take the lump payout, boys. I did a study of it in college. Always take the lump payout. Because if you're gonna do the annuity thing, you might just take the lump payout and do the annuity yourself. Yeah.
I'd buy so many YouTube subscribers. It'd be awesome.
Oh, goodness.
You could buy subscribers.
Yeah, you could buy IG subscribers too.
I'd hire
you
subscribers.
Yeah. So they have accounts and they have like it's like an account. It's like buy IG followers or something, and then you just give them like $20, and they have like some kind of database where they have like fake IG profiles, and they just subscribe to your place, and that's how you get people who have like 1 million followers and like 20 posts or something. Just buy IG followers.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't help you, though, does
No,
it?
it doesn't. You'd have to also pay them to engage in your content because that's where people mess up.
Yeah. Does Instagram pay out?
I don't think they have they don't have monetization yet, but not through Instagram natively.
But people can be sponsored by places and
Oh,
post.
yeah.
That's pretty much how it works, right?
Right. Now with the launch of IGTV, they're saying that monetization on there and Facebook should be coming. There should be a lot of competition to YouTube. And I read at one time even Amazon is starting to do competition to YouTube as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, they definitely need to stop being a monopoly. There's got to be another video sharing.
Well, Twitch is big too. Like Twitch is huge and it's monetized too. So maybe that might become the one, but it's more like video games and stuff like that. A lot of people use it for video games.
Yeah.
Who owns Twitch?
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. Who does it? What doesn't Amazon own? Let's play that game because
They don't own me.
They don't own. They don't own, but I know people who are looking for work, and that's Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Heroes for hire, for real.
Yeah.
That was a good Segu.
Yeah. So like we said, Netflix is going away with some Marvel titles, which
Why do you think they're canceling these?
I think obviously everything can't work, right? And I think it's oversaturation, and like you said, you can't,
But
how many people?
I mean, I thought the second season of Iron Fist was much better than the first, and I thought Luke Cage was good enough. Stop yawning, Paul.
I don't think. I think it was okay. I think Luke Cage was okay.
I
But
think Danny Rand needed the same choreographer or fight, whatever you call him. He needed to go the same kumite that Matthew, old Daredevil, goes to.
yeah,
He needs to go Matt Murdock's School of Martial Arts.
I think they canceled. So I don't know. This is my zero
I don't
basis.
know if that's
theory.
fair though. The Murdoch guy has a stunt man that can wear a mask all the time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a trained stunt man doing like 90% of that shit.
Just throw on a curly wig.
Yeah.
I just think oversaturation of the market probably. I mean, like if you're Netflix, you're trying to throw everything at the wall, superhero wise to ride that wave, and obviously everything's not going to work. I mean, but how much do you? I mean, we all know Netflix is not. I mean, it has money, but it's like drowning in debt too. But it's like, how much do you row the boat on something that's not getting your money back? So,
well, they've committed to more movies and projects than pretty much all the other studios combined.
and I understand that.
So I mean, I think they're just spreading risk. These Marvel shows probably generate okay viewership, but are they must-see TV at this point?
Well, and the thing too is like even with that, like we'll talk about like if it was on regular TV, Iron Fist and Netflix and Luke Cage, you think it would have lasted that 2 seasons? You think, or would it have been gone by now?
If it was on NBC, it would have been way gone. They cancel everything.
Yeah, they wouldn't have made it.
But I saw Luke Cage. I enjoyed Luke Cage, and I read that it was actually canceled over creative differences between the showrunner and Marvel or something. But I also think they might be canceling both of those and then bring them back together in an actual Heroes for Hire show.
I mean, that was cool when
That
they
would
did the
make
Hero
sense.
Fire episode and Luke Cage or Iron Fist or whatever the one it was. Like, I thought it was dope.
Who knows if they have the rights to that title?
They could make it up whatever, but I think it might be some type of team up show where they have them two, Misty Knight, all them in one show. Call it.
Isn't that Defenders?
Well, not. I'm not talking about with.
Well, I think at that
Daredevil,
point you
I'm
would have
talking
kept
about
one of
just
those
the Heroes
titles
for
and
Hire
just
crowd.
done it.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Make two shows into one.
I don't think that's happening.
But
And I don't know. I think we'll see a Jessica
Now-
Jones
now
3,
does-
but that might be it.
Now, do you guys think the Disney streaming service had something to do with this?
I threw that up there, and I was thinking that it could be Disney saying and Marvel, or I'm sorry, Netflix thinking by the time we get to season 3, we're gonna have a no-go or no-fly zone because of Disney, so might as well just cancel it now.
No,
If
Netflix had the rights to these characters.
yeah, I read that those shows currently with Netflix are staying with Netflix, but that's not to say something's changed.
Truthfully, though, you should just. I haven't even through the season, but if you're going to spend the money on Marvel shows, just keep making fucking Daredevil.
Punisher was
and
good, too. Yeah.
Punisher solid, yeah. I won't argue that. Just let Vincent D'Onofrio be on screen as much as you can.
I agree with that.
There's an article on Heroic Hollywood that said that D'Onofrio and a bunch of Daredevil stars want a crossover with Spider-Man. But they said that can't really happen because of Spider-Man being more PG and Netflix Daredevil being more MA. But
Oh, that's impossible. But man, it would be fun. I mean, I don't know. The other 3 shows, I just kind of watch an episode here and there. Daredevil, I will burn through that thing in a couple days.
Watch the first episode. It looks pretty good so far. I had a hard time remembering what happened.
there's usually a recap you can watch before it.
Yeah, no, even the recap, I was like, I don't remember that explosion and people dying. So I don't know, whatever.
That was at the end of Defenders.
We had to make it through all of Defenders to see that.
Oh, see, okay. I was wondering what the fuck I missed. Oh, there it was. Oops, what the F I missed. That's what it was.
Yeah,
We're getting kicked off.
I just think, yeah, they're just doubling down on the things that are the most profitable and getting the best reviews. If you're putting however much money you're putting into a Marvel project and just getting, it's better than last season that was terrible.
Well, I
Don't
wonder
put any more money in it.
Well, I wonder if so for Iron Fist, for instance. So season 1, there was a lot of negative flag for it. Season 2 was awesome, but then when you bring it to the bean counters, they say, "Oh man, the numbers are terrible. Everything's down. Why are we even putting money into this? Let's just cancel season 3." But then season 2 is coming along, and they don't see those results yet. Of man, there's a chance to save this before they give it the axe.
Yeah,
So
that's another thing.
I wouldn't say season 2 was awesome. I would say season
Not
2 was
awesome,
better
but
than 1.
it had the chance.
And,
Gave it a chance.
and Netflix doesn't disclose its viewership on its shows.
That's true too. I did read a story once where someone had the Office playing over and over so often that Netflix actually sent someone to check on them.
This person hasn't stopped watching The Office for 3 weeks.
Yeah, are they okay?
That's hilarious.
What are the best Daredevil comics and maybe the best statues for Brian? There was one comic I read online that it was this guy's favorite issue of when Daredevil goes to like some mansion or something and has to go through all these crazy booby traps. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Or
I've never read a single Daredevil comic.
You didn't read Frank Miller's stuff?
No.
Wow. And that Kevin Smith run was good too.
Yeah, that Born Again.
I was
Bendis
never
was-
really into Daredevil.
Brian Michael Bendis run was great too, and Brubaker. That whole run from where Kevin Smith started it, and then it went Kevin Smith, I think it was Mack after that. David Mack wrote and drew a little bit of a run, and then they did Bendis for like 80 issues.
Yeah.
That was
Mark Wade's run is pretty decent.
Mark Wade. Yep. And then Brubaker killed it at the end.
So what would be like a good a run to read, like maybe like a trade paperback or something?
Born Again would be great.
Yeah. Born Again,
Born
okay.
Again. And the Frank Miller Omnibus is awesome.
Miller Omnibus, okay. I'll check them
out. I know they did a lot of the Kevin Smith stuff too in trades.
I read not too long ago Daredevil Yellow was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think Daredevil is one of those things that's probably really good a lot and just nobody reads.
Yeah, I'd never really even thought about reading them.
It's like a Marvel Batman almost. Like, I mean, same way people say about Moon Knight. But it's hit or miss. I mean, like, I like the Mark Waid stuff, but then they took him out of Hell's Kitchen and put him in like San Francisco for a bit.
Yeah, that was
kind of
weird.
I think that was Charles Soule.
Yeah. I can't remember who was doing it when they introduced Lady Bullseye, but that one was pretty good too.
And season 3 does different from the comic a little bit. I think that was Born Again was Kevin Smith's one, right? With Joe Quesada doing art.
No, Born Again was Frank Miller's second run, where he goes and meets. It's what this part is taking off on. He finally finds his mom, and she's the nun, and I want to say at the end of that is when what's her name? It's either Elektra gets killed at the end of Born Again, or what's her name?
Karen Page.
Karen Page ends up getting.
Yeah. But they have some of that in the show, but
those single issues actually sell pretty decent too. I mean, they're not crazy, but you can put sets of those together and they sell decent. Same with the Fall from Grace run. I remember that always as being young because it had such a cool cover back in the day. It's just a black cover with this big skyline, and you see little Daredevil just falling off of it. That was the Fall from Grace storyline. That was good. And so do all the Elektra issues, like the famous covers, where there's a bunch of famous Elektra covers from that early Frank Miller stuff. That all sells very well too.
Yeah, I like the show because they change it up from the comics just enough to where if you think you know what's going to happen, it's a little different. And Bullseye, he never gets called that, but man, he's freaking awesome in the show.
Yeah, well, I remember when Bullseye actually did that in the comics where he went. That was part of what's it called where he went around as Daredevil. That Dark Avengers or whatever. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
There's some custom toys I regret not winning off eBay from season 1, I think, where it was Daredevil in his black, like his street costume or whatever, versus that Red Ninja. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was this guy made some custom toys, and they were just so awesome. And I lost the bid, and I to this day I regret it, probably just because I don't have it, but
Bowen
has custom toys out there too.
Yeah, Bowen statues has some really good Daredevil statues. They're not as prominent as they used to be, but Bowen has some good ones. Of course, Sideshow has a couple of premium format figures. That there was one that came out like right around the first season. That was I almost bought, and I was like, I don't have the money for that. But I still like his classic yellow costume as well. But
yeah, I'm looking at them now. There's definitely some good statues.
I can't. I don't know. I just can't get into statues, boys. I don't know why.
It's hard. It's hard for me because I want to do statues that are like really close to my niche of what I like to collect and buy. But then it's easy to branch out. Where like, I'm not a big Spider-Man guy, but dang, that's an awesome statue. Or that Punisher slideshow that's coming out that just looks amazing. Stuff like that. So it's easy rabbit hole to fall down.
I'm a little worried I inched one step closer this week.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
I bought a pop.
Now it starts.
I finally scored one of the Shazam pops from the first DC series.
Yeah, they're like potato chips, man. You can't just have one.
Now next thing's a fucking slideshow, and then divorce.
Did you score? Did you ask Mel about the all the particulars about it?
No, I've been researching this one. It's from the first DC run. It's not the first 4 from the SDC, but like the first kind of Pop's official run is, I don't know, 15 or so DC characters, and Shazam was one of them. And as you all know, I have a little soft spot for him, so I was like, I want to get one before this movie drops. And I don't know if Pops follow the same trajectory as comics, but I don't want to look back next year and go, man.
It does with death, I'll tell you that, man. That Macho Man I got at Hot Topic that was just a regular one is still worth some money, man.
Yeah, so I bought one. I was happy I got it under market, and I still look at it and go, I paid this much for freaking plastic, and then next thing I know, I'll pay 3 times that for a statue, and then
it's a slippery slope.
Then divorce. I'll be moving in with Dino.
Well, at least when you get divorced, your wife won't want your statues.
That is true. It's a liquid asset she doesn't want.
There are payment plans for all of that.
I'm gonna speak about you moving in with me because my birthday was like 3 weeks ago, and the missus got me a gift that was comic related.
How would she get you?
She got me I linked it in here. It's the Amazon. So she got it off. I don't know if she got it off Amazon. The Art of Todd McFarlane, but she got it in the soft cover, not the hard cover. But I don't care about that. But it's really cool, man. It's like it shows like his progression of arts, and it shows just everything. It gives him like all the cool covers. It shows like OA, like original art in here, and like sketches he did of like in Hawk 330 and stuff. What else is it showing here? Secret Origin splash pages.
Where's this link?
It's pretty cool.
In the outline.
Pretty cool. It's no bow staff though.
It is no bow staff.
Look at the price on the hardcover.
I know, dude. She said I was gonna get you the hardcover, but I wasn't spending that much money. I go, honey, it's
$170 for the hardcover.
I know, dude. It has like, and honestly, it's like I got a lot of stuff I didn't really.
Is that cover price, or is that just what the market's setting it at right now?
It's probably from like marketplace things.
It came out like 4 years ago.
2012.
Yeah. That honestly for a hardcover doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah. Like doing her Tim Walker's number.
It has a G.I. Joe issue 60. It says cross. I can't read the cross purpose. I guess it's got like a splash, but it's like the cover of that. It's just got cool covers, man. And it's like
how many pages is it?
It's a lot, dude.
Wow, 400 pages, Jesus.
400 pages, bro. Yeah.
I might have to get that.
It's crazy, dude. It's like I'll put some. I'll scan some pictures of it. It's even got his cover art from like Nintendo and PlayStation and like Spawn Super Nintendo cover. It's dope, man.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for her. That's sweet.
Yeah, I was her and her roommate. Her roommate's big into books, and she like found this for her too. But it's cool, man. It shows like.
As our boy DeBoo's always talking video game cover art, that would be a pretty badass one.
Yeah, Spawn. Yeah, and then like it shows like the color indication of like when they licensed out Spawn, like as a license, and it shows like all the notes and stuff. For like, I think this is for like when he built figures and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, but weren't all the figures his? So what would he have?
I don't know. It says this is licensor. It says Carl indicates for Spawn art to be provided by licensor. So I don't know what he was doing here. Maybe that
might have been before he started his own toy line.
Yeah. It says white gloves and chest lines and stuff. Or maybe it's a drawing for the actual toy maker, to make it right correctly, or whoever is making his toys, because he wasn't making it himself, obviously. So that's what she got me. So I thought it was pretty cool.
You guys ready to wait another year and a half for Wonder Woman?
You know what? I was on the train of Wonder Woman. It was okay. It wasn't like the best superhero movie ever.
Was it like Titanic?
Yeah, it was like Titanic. It was just like Titanic.
Fucking coy.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's
Titanic.
I mean, if it's all good to me. I mean, 2020. I mean, it's not like Wonder Woman books have been in the stratosphere. You know, it's like
They've been steady though.
yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, but I mean, it's not like they, you know, I don't know.
I'll say this: out of all the DC movies, that was the best.
As long as they don't drop her as an actress, I think we'll be all right.
Well, I think she's supposed to have like a 3-deal picture, 3-deal contract, right?
They're not letting go of her.
No, I mean, if they let go of her, they're idiots. I mean, she's too young to not have this for another 10 years or so.
And plus the fan base and girls, like this whole like resurrection of female superheroes, and like would you say she kind of started it? I mean, I guess
They probably shouldn't delay it just because of. I mean, I understand they probably are for a reason, but I mean, just keep the hype train moving.
Yeah, is there anyone else who would have really started it? I don't know who would have. Maybe she really made it explode, but
I guess let's be a little theatrical about it. A modern renaissance of girl power. How about that?
yeah, I mean, movies versus TV shows. It's definitely moving in that direction.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to distance it from the rest of the Justice League and then, start over.
Well, yeah, you saw Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are out.
But
I am surprised the Flash movie is not scrapped at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, maybe Flash on CW is making some moves, man. I mean,
did you guys see the new picture that came out from that Elseworlds crossover?
Is that the Bane one?
The what one?
The Bane one?
No,
that's Gotham.
No, there's two pictures I've seen. One is Green Arrow is Flash and Flash is Green Arrow.
Yeah.
There's another one I just saw this afternoon, which has Wesley Shipp, the 90s Flash, suiting up in his OG costume.
That's Dawson's dad.
Dawson's dad. Oh, God. the fact that you know that kills me.
Hey, I love me some Joey Potter.
All I know is for that I will watch it.
See, I liked what was Michelle Williams' character?
Oh,
I like the slutty new girl.
You weren't a Katie Holmes fan?
Oh, I was, but you know what? I'll take the easy girl any day.
Who's Dawson? Oh, Jen Lindley.
Jen.
You guys are way out of my league here.
Sister. No, she was
Pacey.
Pacey was awesome. He's my hero.
What was he? He was always drunk and like doing drugs and shit.
Like banging his teachers.
Varsity Blues, man. Varsity Blues.
I don't want your life.
I don't want your life.
Wayner's out at the Alana Club.
Oh, my cousin loved that movie, dude. He lives in a small town in Indiana. It's like perfect for him.
That movie
is all over the place.
that movie is it is a perfect piece of nostalgia for the day.
It really is. I'll tell you what. You know what's funny? You say that. Like I heard the Foo Fighters song "My Hero."
Yeah.
I heard that the other day. Like immediately brought me back to that period and that movie. It's kind of weird. I was like, "This is high school all over again."
Me and the missus went shopping on what day was that? We went to Hot Topic and literally haven't been to Hot Topic in a while. And like
this week.
Yeah, this week. And literally it was like going back to high school. It was crazy. All the stuff that was in there. I was like, oh man. So
some Jinko jeans.
Jinkos and the long chains.
Yeah.
Chain wallets, like
some Tony Hawk skateboarding on PlayStation 1.
Dude,
don't. That game. You know what's funny about that game? We that was my freshman year of college, and we got the demo disc. I think it was from Pizza Hut or something.
Yep.
And it only had the one board on it.
Yep.
You literally burned a hole through that disc. Our cheap asses didn't go out and buy the game. Now we played that demo till it fucking broke.
Dude, that game was awesome though.
It was.
And you had that kid who was like really good at the game. It could beat like levels you couldn't beat. So it was all like, it was great. It was between that and GoldenEye, dude. Like we had GoldenEye parties back in the day for like Nintendo.
I never had N64.
Oh, dude, the GoldenEye parties. You didn't make friends, dude. You had enemies in that game. Like,
Yeah, original Fortnite.
yeah, no kidding. Like these kids don't know about
I
that.
never got the hang of the single joystick.
Really?
No.
It is kind of tough. Interesting. I've been playing Black Ops lately, or trying to. Like all these kids want to play Battle Royale mode, and I'm like, dude, or Blackout mode.
I'll tell you what.
These new games are just crazy, man. It's like fucking monkey spiders all over the place.
Red Dead Redemption looks fucking awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait, dude.
That first one was amazing.
They said the campaign alone is 60 hours.
60 hours?
Yeah.
Are they going to have multiplayer stuff for it?
Yeah, it's going to be like GTA multiplayer, I guess.
I'd never played multiplayer for that. What would it?
Oh, it's like you can have like, so basically it's pretty cool. My sister's boyfriend was like, "You want to be in a gang?" He's so excited about it. It's kind of funny. And he's like, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, whatever. Yeah, I guess you can have a gang and you guys can be in a gang and then
regulators.
Yeah, like regulators. And then
Mount up.
And then basically you guys can drop into like a world and then like just basically hunt and go on contracts and like kill other players in the thing and stuff like that. So it's like a big interactive thing, I guess. So
I'm hoping there's like a Dolores Easter egg or something. Go around doing some Westworld crap.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you get zapped into Westworld.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that. I'm stoked for Last of Us. I'm stoked for Last of Us 2. What's the other one? Days Gone, which is like same thing as Last of Us. It's gonna be. There's so many games coming out. I was talking to some guys at work about it. There's so many games out. I don't have the time to play them all. That's the problem. Like I played Spider-Man and I beat it, but I don't have enough time to beat it.
You're gonna have to choose work, video games, girlfriend. You can't do all three.
I'm trying to, baby. Trying to live the dream. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know.
So now I know I brought it up probably out of turn, but have you guys seen that Bane picture?
Yeah, it's horrible.
What the hell is that? You know, it looks like Better Call Saul got taken over by the Borg.
Yeah, why is he all metallic for? Like,
it's
why is he robotic?
Like that chick at the end of Superman 3 when she got caught between the freaking and turned her into a metal robot.
It makes me think of the Fifth Element. Gary Oldman's character with the funky hat. Weird, strange.
That's bad. That is the worst depiction of Bane I've ever seen. Like,
and
he's tiny.
He's not even a big dude.
He's tiny.
Everybody's gonna forget about how much people didn't like Tom Hardy's voice.
He's got Mad Max jacket on.
It's like they looked at Mad Max Tom Hardy and were like, "That's the one. That's the guy from Bane. That's Bane right there." Like,
you know what they said? Copy Tom Hardy. And they went to the wrong movie.
No kidding.
This Bane has Paul's problems all over it.
Like,
somebody's getting fired over this Bane.
It's like a Cyborg Flash Gordon crossover.
Like, I mean, Bane's supposed to be gigantic. Like, he's supposed to take that fucking venom and it makes him huge. Like, this guy is not. I feel like I'm just gonna throw water on him and he's dead.
Maybe he was a baby when he took the venom, and then he turned into this.
I mean, Bane is always just big. This guy is not.
Yeah,
this looks more like Metallo.
But
isn't he supposed to be bald too?
Yeah, technically. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, maybe this is.
No. He had a ponytail in the original.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a look.
He had the old mask. You remember the old Bane?
Yeah.
Pre-Tom Hardy. Then he had a ponytail.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a little doubt and say maybe this is pre-steroid, like when he hits the button and bulks up.
I think they're like last season. Let's just go for broke and do whatever.
I mean, because he's still a kid, right? I haven't watched Gotham in a while, right? It's still like kid. All the people are kids, right? Or teenagers.
Yeah, they're saying that he actually becomes Batman this season because it's like the final season.
Kid Bane.
I don't know. I stopped watching that show after Jada Pinkett Smith came back from the dead.
Yeah, that's about when I
Fish
stopped.
Mooney?
Her character was terrible. I hated Fish Mooney.
Oh man.
She was bad.
I didn't hate the show. I just lost interest. I don't know.
I don't have a cable anymore, so I really don't. I mean, the only thing I watched was Mayans. I gave up on that too because it was terrible.
I'm rewatching Breaking Bad right now.
Are you?
It's great.
You guys want a retro show to go back to? Freaking HBO Go just put on Arliss.
Arliss.
Man, I've been watching season 1 and just laughing my butt off. That show was just funny. I mean, it was Ballers 20 years ago.
It was.
Haunting of Hill House on Netflix is good.
I heard about that. Was a lot of people were talking about that at work, saying how freaky it was.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the end wasn't bad, but the end wasn't great. But yeah, leading up to it, it's good. I can deal with that and still go to sleep. The freaking Conjuring movies, man. I have to watch them in the morning and then watch freaking cartoons after.
Brian seeing shit in the mirrors.
Yeah, and it's not the movies that freak me out. It's my own imagination when I'm like in the middle of the night and wake up and I'm like got one eye open, going, I know there's something there. But
I tell you what, I remember the first time I went out and watched The Ring. I watched it with a buddy of mine. We went to the theater. There's only 2 people in Dang Thing. We went home. About an hour later, I called him. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, sitting on my couch getting drunk because I can't go to sleep right now. And I'm like, doing the same thing.
Oh, dude, I watched The Ring the first time. I was like, it's not that scary. Then I watched it by myself. Like, was on at like midnight for some reason, and I was like, oh, buddy.
So I'm like, I can't go to sleep right now.
Did anybody watch Halloween yet?
no, not the new one.
Not the new one. I haven't either. I heard it was packed though at the theaters, like sold out at least around here, like every show.
I'm sure it made a lot of money for what they put in it.
Yeah.
I hope Jamie Lee Curtis dies.
Oh wow. You mean in real life or in the movie?
In the movie. Sorry.
Jesus.
It's a little hateful, Brian.
I heard it made $77 million this weekend.
You know what they say was like the best opening for a horror movie with a female lead or something in October?
Breaking records all day, man.
What would be the best opening for a horror movie, though?
They murdered it.
I don't know. Those Saw movies had to make good, and I don't know. But they said it was going after the record Venom just broke, but I don't think it made it.
I don't think so either.
Dave Thompson says death by Activia.
That's funny.
Freaky Friday. Michael Myers. Yeah.
Oh, I bet Lindsay Lohan's wishing she traded places with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Was that
Yes, they're getting punched in the face by refugees.
Oh, we're losing listeners. We're down to 13.
I know. We're gonna have a short one today, boys. It's gonna be
good. You guys got anything else or what?
I do have an announcement for our next podcast. If anyone reads The Rejected from Source Point Press, we're going to have the writer, Stan Konopka. He's going to be on the next podcast as our guest. He's super excited. Met him, talked to him at Baltimore. He's looking forward to coming on, so it should be a good conversation.
Sweet.
I am kind of stoked for that, man. Wood, a good job on that one. That was all you on that one.
That's a score.
So
That's going to be fun.
Second print. It's coming out. Midtown has it coming out this week. Previews has it coming out next week. They've had it for sale on their site. Stan was selling it at Baltimore Comic-Con, a bunch of other cons. 1,000 print run. He said it's sold out, so we'll see. So yeah, be excited to have him on. Dude loves comics, so looking forward to talking to him.
Cool.
John, did you buy any books at the con?
I had a couple scores. I had one for you. I found myself a Vortex 5 for Cyber Frog for $1.
Nice.
Which in that northern Indiana area is way more common than anywhere else because that's where that was kind of published at. I somehow scored in a Mega Man 398 for $100. Still really confused by that. And then my grab of the day was a Witchcraft 2, which has one of the better pre-code horror skull covers out there. So, book you will rarely see at a decent price. I grabbed it and was thrilled.
Yeah, that's sweet. I gotta give a big shout out to your brother. He sent me a book I've been looking for a long time. I've been trying to find that damn Jenny Frison Voltron Legends of the Defender, I think it's called. Yeah, and Ozzy found one for $1 at one of the cons you were at. It might have been Baltimore, I think.
No, you found it the week before.
Okay, and I asked if it was for sale, and he actually just hit me back, and he sent it straight out to me. So the Z Bros are one and the same. I know you know that's pretty sweet. John did that.
Did he pack it decently?
Oh yeah, John did the same thing for me on the book he just mentioned, that Vortex. He knew I was looking for that one. He sent me one of those out, and then Ozzy just did it with the first Jenny Frison work, and I couldn't be more stoked. Came packaged like a tank. Thank God, because of all my other eBay or my buys lately have become just, it's really sad the way people are packaging. I think it's getting worse. So Ozzy actually did a good job sending that out. Much love to him. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, I realize why I stopped buying on eBay.
It is. I don't know. I don't know if it's any worse. Things are just more sellers, more.
I think it's more sellers who don't know what they're doing.
Listen, here's a word of advice. The comic mailers alone are not good enough to ship a comic. You have to put cardboard in there. You have to secure the comic. If the comic's like floating around inside the mailer, most likely it's going to get damaged. Drives me nuts.
I mean, come on. What do you expect for a $1 comic, Scott? No.
No, this was a $100 book.
I know. Oh, I know.
Research. How many comics they sell? Are they a comic dealer, or are they just an antique dealer or a junk dealer? You know, you just have to assess your risk. I've had some ones come just crazy. Some are crazy good. Some are crazy bad. You know, sometimes you get one that's packed so good that you're like, man, I'm never going to get unwrapped and almost damaged that way. Sometimes you get ones that are just like, I got a priority box and they threw a comic in it.
Well, that's basically what happened to me. I got 2 orders that literally they just put it in the mailer, didn't tape it down or nothing. And it's like, oh, well, we package our books this way every time. I'm like, well, I'm surprised you don't have more issues.
They don't package as bad as Archie, though.
No. Yeah, at least they put it in a mailer.
I don't know. I just assess my risk, and a lot of times if it comes poorly, I mentally prepared for it.
You know what? I'm never going to return a book if the grade is a little bit off. But if you don't package the book properly and it gets damaged, I'm returning it, hands down.
I think that's fair. That's a fair business practice.
At one point, I had the idea, I'm sure most people have had, of just making sure everybody you buy a book from, you contact them and you shoot them some pictures of, like how to ship books. But I quickly learned that it actually pisses people off more than I thought, and it becomes just more of a hassle. So
yeah, I don't know about that, because we get a lot of people that send us messages, please package well, this and that. I have no problem with people who reach out before you pay.
I don't mind please package well, but it's ones that are like, please package this way. And I'm like, listen, I describe my listing how I package. It's not like I don't mention it. I tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I've sent out a couple thousand books probably at this point this way with the only damage I've had was the ones I sent to Sean for pressing, for love of God. Because I got cheap and put one extra one in. That was my own fault. Those were my books, so. But I think if you do that, don't get too specific. Just say, please package, between thick cardboard in some kind of whatever and go. But if you get too into the weeds, it pisses sellers off that like their own method.
Yeah, I don't think you could demand how to pack. I mean, as long as they pack it, securely, I don't care what type of packaging you use, how you do it.
But you can't send a message, please pack securely, because some guy's like, I put it in a bubble mailer.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, and I don't know. I don't think I do it often, but occasionally you get somebody you're like questionable. You go, if you've not sold comics before, put it in something sturdy and where it won't bend.
No, what I think the problem is too is people get a little lazy. Maybe they're shipping out 20 things a day, and it's like, all right, well, I don't want to take 10 seconds to tape these books down. It's just like, you cut corners, it's going to cost you money in the long run.
I think I also get a little more variety because I rarely am I buying, I won't say not modern books, but I'm rarely buying the book of the week. I'm rarely hunting the 9.8. I'm usually already dealing with a book that's semi beat to shit. So
yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be looking on eBay for 9.8s. It's not. There's a lot of risk there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would go other places than eBay. I mean, unless you got clear zoomed in, clear zoomed in pictures, you can't see anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's why I don't have as frustrated stories, because there's times I've got books packaged terribly, but they still arrive about the same way they started. I've said it before. I've gotten books from the 60s shipped in a manila envelope, and I got them opened, and some miracle of God, the post office shipped this thing flat, and it's like, well, it arrived the same way it looked when I got it, so I guess I'm not as mad as I could be. So okay, because you can't go, you ship like shit, but the book arrived safe.
Yeah, that happened to us.
Yeah, it just sometimes miracle of God's happen, and the book gets there unbeknownst to how the seller did it.
Yeah. And then sometimes good packaging gets fucking run over by a truck.
Yeah, I mean, you do there.
And then you get a tank in it.
They drop it in the muddy puddle and then run over it with the tank.
Was that one Dino shipped out of Detroit and RoboCop got it?
No, well, the one I'm talking about was the one I had, the slab I had delivered to me.
Yeah.
They wrapped it up in saran wrap because it was so the packaging was falling apart.
Sometimes you just can't fight the post office. They are what they are.
Hey, I mean, you know what? Honestly, they're gonna make mistakes. It happens. I got my money back, so it didn't really matter. But insurance might be worth getting, especially on bigger books.
Yep. Always got to do that. But all right, boys. Anything else? This one's early, but I like this.
I got one last quick announcement again. This is coming from the comicbookinvest.com website. We got some new content coming. They just had another round of Writer Wars. And so congratulations to Philip Newton, who won for his Trade Secrets article. Then we also had some tinfoil spec in second place by Josiah Socampo, which I probably just killed that name. Third place was Indie Spotlight Series by Andy Tomberlin. And fourth place, we had Newbie Notes by Jared Maxwell. All great content, all great articles. Congratulations to the winner. So new content will be coming up on comicbookinvest.com. If you guys aren't aware of it, check out the site. Awesome comic book articles from our community. So a little plug to the site there.
And that's how it goes. You guys want to write anything, we have these Writers Wars. Anybody's free to contribute if they want to.
We don't want Paul's problem in print.
I think I do. We need more Paul's problems.
Yeah, Paul left. That was the problem.
Yeah.
But
he's just a videographer to follow him around.
I don't know if we have one in this show. All right, boys. I guess this is it. So when's the next one? I always get it.
The 5th.
The 5th, yes, the 5th. So November 5th, we'll be back
with Stan Konopka.
Stan Konopka, rejected. Source Point Press.
Yeah, man.
do it up. So, all right, boys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, I guess. So,
Sweet.
later.
Later.
Later, gents.